Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name is Dave Burney.
My name is Brent Apperson. Good morning.
And we have a guest in the studio first thing this morning, Mr.
We
Tim.
do.
Tim
Yes.
Conover is here. How you doing, Tim?
Good morning. Doing good, thank you.
Good. Well, let's get it over with, Tim.
Well, I was kind of apprehensive coming in this morning after I stopped in later last week and talked to
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Oh, Jeremy, yeah.
About a little problem out under your radio tower.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, now we know the real reason he's in to start the morning.
I thought maybe you were going to be my first upset customer of the year.
Oh, boy.
If it makes you feel any better, you can let me have it for a second
No.
and get it over with.
No, this will be a good example, I think, for folks out there listening who don't quite understand what you do and what some of the things that you run into when you have to announce to somebody that's a landowner that they have a noxious weed problem. That means they've got some work to do and probably going to have to spend a little bit of money. But if we don't do that, we'll have a big mess out there. Now, what do I have?
Leafy spurge.
Leafy spurge. I had that last year, and I mowed it down because you told me I could spray it or mow it.
Right.
But it's back.
Well, basically the law says you just have to control it and keep it from spreading and getting worse, and so you can take care of it mechanically by mowing it, but leafy spurge grows by spreads by seeds, but it's got an extensive root system, and so mowing it off isn't going to kill it. But if you want to mow it several times throughout the summer to keep it from going to seed or getting worse, that's perfectly okay, but you're probably going to need some kind of chemical that works down into the root system to kill it, and then you might not even completely get rid of it then. I mean, my guess is you'll probably always have a little leafy spurge pop up there every year. So,
And you told me last year that root system is really almost impossible to get rid of once it gets started.
Correct.
Yeah. And so we just have to basically control it. There's really not any way to get rid of it then.
yeah, probably not.
Wow.
That'll probably be there longer than you and I are. So,
Well, was this a plant that arrived somehow, or do you know the history of it? Or did we have it and didn't know it, or you know?
I'm not positive of the history of it right off the top of my head, and I'm not for sure how long it's been in this part of the country.
But it's sure persistent. I mean, once it's there, it's there.
I know they've had it up in the Dakotas and Montana and that for years. That's kind of it's been up north, and it's gradually working its way down south. So
Makes it a little bit more difficult too, because it's not that hard to look at. I mean, actually, the little flowers on it are kind of pretty, right?
yeah.
It doesn't look like it's doing that much, but it's that root system that's the problem, I
Yeah.
assume. Yeah.
Actually, a lot of noxious and invasive weeds are nice to look at, or
Yeah.
or what's the problem? But if you let them go, then you find out what the problem is later on, because they don't let other things
Yeah, they won't
grow, and animals don't like to graze in leafy spurge and stuff, so you're hurting your grazing value. And
So, do I apply this myself? Do I need to be certified? Do I get somebody else to do it? What's the process if I use the chemical route?
you can apply it
Okay.
yourself, but you'll have to get a chemical that isn't restrictive.
Okay.
I mean, if you're using a chemical that's restrictive, then you have to have a pesticide license.
Okay. And
You can hire somebody to do it for you.
Yeah. And do you have a list of people that do that? Do you help people hook up with somebody that does it? This is a smaller job. I mean, this isn't going to be like somebody's major pasture.
Right.
And does aerial application apply there too for that? Do they use planes to spray leafy spurge?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So on larger areas and four-wheelers and whatever it takes, I suppose.
Yep.
Well, we'll take care of it, Tim, and I'm not upset about it. You're doing your job. That's what you do, and it's important.
Yeah.
I think most people understand that. Busy time of year for you, I assume.
Yeah. Up to about 2.5 weeks ago, I was beginning to wonder if we were going to have anything growing out there. As dry and as crunchy as everything was, this rain's been welcomed. I mean, can't believe how much things have greened up and started taking off over these last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And I've started seeing leafy spurge and stuff in the ditches, and now, it's noticeable now because it's really started to take off. So.
You're out and about every day, I imagine, almost every day out in pastures and grassy areas. We look at our yards and they're still struggling a little bit. They're getting better. They're greening up a little bit. Some of those spots are filling in. Some are not. I think some of us might have to look at doing a little seeding this year. What do the pastures look like out there? Are they filling in pretty good, or?
They're starting to, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just a lot of times during a drought, or a lot of people will overgraze when most of the time they wouldn't, and pastures sometimes get abused a little bit more. And during those times, you can get a lot of opportunistic invasive weeds that you usually don't see or aren't really a problem, but are for that year, because there's not the grass out there that there usually is to help snuff it out.
Those kind of plants, invasive plants, love open territory to take over.
Yeah,
don't
and
they?
bare dirt.
Yeah, bare dirt's not a good thing.
No.
and of course the guys out there trying to pencil in how they're going to come out on their their pears and their cattle that they're grazing, and it's a balance.
Yeah, it really is.
It really is. And you're still raising buffalo?
Yep.
So do you rotate graze them, or do you just feed them on a lot? How do you do that?
I have a pasture for them. I got 8 little calves on the ground now. So
oh, do you?
that never gets old, seeing them.
It's pretty cool to see a buffalo calf, I imagine. Yeah. And so you kind of
I just have a small herd that's out in the pasture, and then I have others that I feed out that are in like a feed yard type situation.
Yeah. So you can kind of watch and see what they're doing, see what the pastures, how they're holding up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have something specific you wanted to talk about today, Tim?
Not necessarily. I just wanted to get out there and let people know it's getting to be that time of year to start getting the sprayers hooked up and ready to go, and
just maybe get ahead of the game a little bit here. If we get more rain, that'll probably make it a little bit easier, but if we stay a little bit dry this year, that maintenance of the weeds is probably even more important, if I understand you correctly.
Yeah, correct. And then last year we had the Leafy Spurge Working Task Force tour and conference here in Custer County, here in Broken Bow, and this year it's going to be in a neighboring county, Valley County, and it's going to be at the Cobblestone Inn and Suites in Ord, August 23rd and 24th, and we'll have some educational speakers there, and then we'll also do a tour and go around Valley County and look at different noxious weeds and invasive species.
That's in late August then.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what do you do about a neighbor that lives across? No,
Here we go. Tim, we've talked about leafy spurge. Are there other things that you're seeing popping up
Musk
right
thistle,
now? Yeah,
musk thistle rosettes.
I assume, yeah.
Canada thistle rosettes.
So do you just kind of drive around and just kind of look at things and see where maybe some problem areas are? Do people call in some things, or how does that work for you as you kind of go about your job?
Both. I go around and drive around and survey the county and stuff, and if I think there might be a problem somewhere, weeds, I can pull over and either take a side-by-side or walk in there and see if there's noxious weeds or not. And then a lot of times people will call and make a complaint, and I'll go investigate it. Kind of like the phrase that everybody always says around here, good fences make good neighbors. Well, taking care of your noxious and invasive weeds also make good neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. And you don't have that fence, that line. You got to take care of them all over the pasture, so they won't travel all over somebody else's pasture. Right. Yeah. Yeah. And it's a responsibility. I think one of the things that I was told recently about pasture maintenance is we do have a lot of pasture, and you probably see this, who is owned by somebody who doesn't live in this area.
Correct.
And I think that would be difficult, make things a little more difficult if, say, somebody in, I don't know, New Jersey owns 160 acres in Custer County. They're probably not going to be as hands-on as you'd like them to be. There's some very good ones too, I'm sure, but that communication between an absent landowner would be, I think, a task.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I mean, you can have somebody in Grand Island that owns a section of land here, and it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. Yeah. And sometimes you get a neighbor saying, well, this person isn't taking care of their weeds or whatever, so you got to get a hold of them and let them know. Or somebody out of California, and then somebody here rents it from them and takes care of it. But, and a lot of times, well, the landowners and renters have different contracts and stuff. Sometimes the landowner's responsible for the weeds. Sometimes part of the rental agreement is that the renter's maintaining it. But the bottom line is, if the landowner's having the renter maintain it and they're not doing what they need to do, it still falls back on the landowner. The landowner's is the final one.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense. Yeah. Well, I hope folks will cooperate with you. It's an important service that's provided through the county, and you're out surveying, you get calls, and you can maybe help people get hooked up to somebody to help them spray or maintain like that. So we appreciate what you do. It's very important, and especially, as you said, maybe this year is even more important. If we happen to stay dry, that fight will be even more difficult. It's a never-ending fight. I mean, it's not going to go away, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And like everything else, costs have kind of gone up. Chemical costs have gone up. Aerial services and people going out there with side-by-sides and stuff spraying, their fuel costs have gone up, and so
Cost more. Yeah.
it's going to cost probably a little more this year to get stuff too. And you might want to make sure you try to get your chemical that you're going to want to use this summer maybe a little bit ahead of time in case there's a supply problem or something.
Yeah, that makes sense these days. Stay ahead of it if we can.
Yep.
All right, Tim, thanks a lot. And thanks for letting us know that we need to take care of this.
If it makes you feel any better, you can come out to my place this summer. If you find a couple musk thistles or something I've missed, you can call the weed department and I'll have it taken care of.
Well, we've had musk thistle out here as well. For a small patch, we've had quite a bit. And I've had help from, honestly, Tim, Arlen Burnett's drove by a time or two, and he says, hey, I got a tank on. You got leafy spurge in there, and he drives in and sprays it for us. And neighbor back here one day, I seen him he come and got me, and we went out with shovels and digged musk thistles together. So it's kind of a neighbor thing. Yeah. kind of. If we can do it that way, that certainly makes it easier.
Yeah, that's good. If neighbors can work together to take care of the problem.
Yeah.
Then the county might not have to get involved.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
But we appreciate what you do. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And I'd like to come out and see those baby buffaloes sometimes.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll take a quick time out. We'll move along with the breakfast show with these words.
The Fox Theater invites you to Broken Bow or Cozad for a night at the movies. To keep up with what's showing and what's around the corner, go to watchthefox.com. Fridays are new movie day, and don't forget that the Fox Theater is open daily. Have an event, celebration, or meeting you need a site for? Ask them about theater rental, with or without concessions and a movie. Gift cards to the Fox are perfect gifts any time of the year. The Fox Theater in Broken Bow and Cozad. Visit watchthefox.com. That's watchthefox.com.
The Callaway Good Life Center offers a facility with the comforts of home. Services include skilled nursing care, long-term care, respite care, and more. Callaway Good Life Center is a great place to work, offering competitive wages. Call 836-2267 for more information.
It is 7:45. Good to have you aboard. Brent and Dave with you on The Breakfast Show. And I think I'll get a little music going here real quick. Phone's been ringing for a while, so we'll see what that's all about here this morning and see if we can do that for you. Here's a little Leonard Skinner for you on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. A little breezy out there.
Highest bidder, regardless of the price. Bid now on farm equipment, construction equipment, vehicles, and more. PurpleWave.com. Straight, simple, sold.
The Breakfast Show
Don't know what I'd do without them. They're awesome.
on KCNI KBBN.
Speaking of awesome, Steve is here from the grocery cart. How you doing, Steve?
I'm good. I don't know about awesome, but hey, I won't. I'll take that over some things.
Yeah. Well, speaking of awesome, had a steak from the grocery cart on the grill yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure if I've ever had a more tender steak. It's been a while if I have. Man, that was really good.
Been the experience I've had with the steaks I buy at our store. The GK cuts it in-house, so it's nice and fresh. And, of course, it's CAB, so it's choice or better. And so you're getting the best of what you can get from the local producers, and that's a great thing.
That was very great.
Yeah.
Very tasty.
Yeah.
Mushrooms and onions and peppers on top of it.
Oh, wow. You really decorated it up.
Well, thanks to you-know-who, my wife. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
great.
it's all out there. You can get all of those ingredients plus a whole lot more. And a whole bunch of it on special. What are your specials this week?
Yeah, let's dive in here. May 16th, this fine Monday, through May 22nd. So, yeah, May is rolling right through, and June will be rolling around the corner. We'll have to start thinking about summertime, Father's Day, and it's already grilling season, so get all these great items for the grill or however you like to prepare them from the fresh GK meat department. Ground fresh daily, 93% lean ground beef, so that's one of the leaner grinds you can get. $5.28 a pound there. Hormel Natural Choice center cut boneless pork chops, $2.88 a pound. We've got St. Louis or baby back ribs. Those pork ribs are always delicious, and I'm sure everyone has their own method of preparation for those. $6.28 a pound this week. So if you're thinking ribs, that's the time to prepare them when they're on sale. And then Dave talked about the steaks. You know, the Sirloin Tip Steak is one of those kind of middle of the road, less expensive, but are certainly a great cut of steaks to throw on the grill. So that's one of those you could have maybe twice a week versus, the other ones that are a little more pricey, and you maybe just throw them on once a week. But GK's Premium Aged Choice Certified Angus Beef Sirloin Tip Steaks, $5.98 a pound. That's all the fresh meat offerings on sale this week, so be looking for that and more from that fresh meat counter. We also have frozen and lunch meat goods. We have the Best Choice boneless, skinless chicken thighs in a bag, 2.5 pound bag, $7.48 each. We have ballpark beef patties. These are frozen patties, so you won't have to do all the work. You can just throw them on the grill, and soon you'll have burgers in no time. It's a 16-ounce package, $7.98 each. Jimmy Dean's smoked sliced bacon, $3.98 a pound. Oscar Mayer basic Lunchables, 2 for $3, and a plethora of hot dogs on sale by Bar S and Ballpark. We have Bar S. That's bologna. I'm feeding you some bologna here. There are some hot dogs. I'll get to that in a second. Bar S sliced bologna, 2 for $4. Looked like the same package from what I was looking at. Ballpark Angus or beef franks, $3.98 each, and Ballpark meat franks, 2 for $4. So definitely a lot of great selection in the lunch meat section and throughout the GK meat department. Dairy deals this week. You can get your margarine for the baking and whatnot. So 3 for $5 for Best Choice, 1 pound vegetable quarter margarine. We have True Moo whole or 1% half-gallon chocolate milk for $2.38. Crystal Farm string cheese, $3.75 for 10-ounce varieties, and many more items in that dairy as well. Frozen foods, pick up some Pick Sweet bag vegetables, 2 for $3. Budget saver pops, freezer pops are always in order. You can buy various amounts and kinds of pops, whether it's from the frozen aisle or the kind that you buy from grocery and freeze at home. But the budget saver pops, are already ready to eat, and so you just pick them up, 2 for $7 from the frozen foods department. A lot of other great items, including the orange tag savings in all of these departments. The orange tag savings are temporary price reductions, so we get a deal and we extend the deal to you. So we get those printed out and sorted, and we hang them in the aisle, and of course when they expire we try to take them down, and so it's a whole process, but it's worth it because we extend the savings to our customers. And we all know that we need to save money, especially in these times where things are up in cost. So another great way to save money is that rewards card, and we'll talk about bonus items here in a bit. And we had a new flyer of free items that you can use your points that you earn at the GK with your rewards card. And so lots of great ways to save some money kind of on the back end of your purchases as well with that rewards card. Grocery savings this week. Best choice, white or wheat cottage bread. 20 ounces, $1.78. And Dave wanted to interject and tell us all about cottage bread.
I was actually going to ask you what cottage bread is. Do you know, Brent?
No, I guess I never really thought about it. I guess how it would differ from just bread. So I don't know.
It's baked in a cottage, of course.
No, wait.
Oh, boy.
I thought maybe it had cottage cheese in it or something.
Right? I'm not sure why it's cottage. I know it's a little more sizable than the regular slice of bread. And so a lot of them, I think, have like a coating of flour on the top.
Oh.
And maybe that's why they call it cottage bread, is because it looks like a cottage. I don't know.
Maybe it kind of, well, I can see it's shaped like a cottage if you slice it and then put a little, like shingles on top of it, which would be the, okay.
Anyway, Google
sense.
cottage bread this morning and find out what it is.
I never, every day, Steve, we do the breakfast show. We never know what we're going to run into. And you, cottage bread. I'm sure people out there are going, man, you dummies. Cottage bread.
People are shaking their head now. What a riveting conversation.
I mean,
Brent and Dave are talking about cottage bread.
You could probably have a cottage cheese sandwich with your cottage bread.
You could.
I don't know how tasty that would be, but
I like cottage cheese with my sandwich. I don't know about actually putting it in between bread.
Cottage cheese in lasagna is pretty good.
But
I don't know about cottage bread. Might have to buy some and try it. If it's bigger, maybe it'll last longer.
There you go. Instead of 4 bites, it'll be 6 or 8 bites.
You can probably dunk your cottage bread in a soft egg.
You could.
Oh, yeah.
It'd last a little longer.
Yeah.
Well, moving along.
Moving along to the Sody Pop and the chip pile. We got that going on, of course, at the GK. Right smack dab in the middle of the store, aisle number 5, you'll find that great sugary soda and the snack chips. And this week we've got Coca-Cola products, 6-pack half-liters, 4 for $12. Not to be outdone, Pepsi 6-pack half-liters, 3 for $10. Pepsi cubes are $8.98, 24-pack cans. Frito-Lay Doritos, probably the #1 selling chip in the world, 2 for $7. You can research that and follow up.
Okay, well, we'll look that up with the cottage bread.
We were talking about cereals at one time, and you quizzed me on it, and I think I did pretty well.
You did.
Yeah.
You were right.
Yeah.
Very accurate. But, well, I wanted to talk about, next time we talk about cereals when you come back.
Yeah.
Because they got this new cereal out that's not really, doesn't have any grain in it. I wonder how that makes. Did you see the ad on that?
No, I have no idea what
How do you
you're
make
talking
cereal
about.
without grain? I don't know. Anyway. Sorry, Steve.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Moving right along.
Frito-Lay Ruffles, 2 for $6, and of course those are great, unless they're flavored. The regular Ruffles are great with a nice refrigerated dip from the dairy department, so definitely pick that up this week. Goes great with those cottage bread sandwiches.
Yeah,
those
there you
Ruffles
go.
and dip. Yeah, it's a great meal.
You know what would really be nice with cottage bread would be Blue Bunny ice cream. Put the bunny and the cottage together. Be like
Sure.
Alice in Wonderland, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. Continuing on in grocery savings, Best Choice mac and cheese. Of course, kids love it. Most of the adults love it. You can add a little beef or tuna or whatever for some protein. Only 68 cents a box, so that's very economical. A nice sweet treat is always the Little Debbie snack cake, select varieties, 2 for $4. On the border tortilla chips, so they're back again by popular demand. They sell really well when we get those in. We can pre-book them. I don't think we can order them still at this point, so it's nice that we're able to pre-book and get some in. $2.38 each on the border tortilla chips. Best Choice squeeze mustard, 20 ounces. It's that time of year to put the mustard on that brat. I don't know what else you can put on there. Oh, Dave. Don't tell me.
Not mustard. It just doesn't.
Really? No. Oh wow.
There's nothing else you put on a brat, Dave.
I'm kind of with Steve on this one. Mustard and sauerkraut.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a meal, baby.
Mustard and sauerkraut?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
What?
Talk about a tummy ache.
Oh no,
Dave,
no way.
Dave's sensitive over there.
That's how you make a brat, right there, baby.
Okay.
Do you put anything on your brat, or do you even eat brats?
Not very often.
Yeah.
I guess if I did, I would squirt some ketchup on it. I'm sorry. That offended you, didn't it?
I'm with Steve. I'm the mustard. Yeah, gotta have mustard on it.
Mustard is...
I like the brown spicy mustard.
Yeah.
On the brat.
Okay, I'm not going to argue with a lot of people agree with you.
And you could you could even think about forgoing the hot dog bun for the brat and put it on a piece of cottage bread. Huh?
Along with your Blue Bunny ice cream for dessert.
Yes, there you go. I think I got sidetracked. I think I know where I'm at now. Farm fresh produce. Of course, you have to pick up those fresh and delicious and healthy treats from produce department at the GK. Red seedless grapes, only 98 cents a pound. That's priced right. Roma tomatoes, also 98 cents a pound. Highline sliced white mushrooms, 8-ounce package, $168 each. Eat Smart vegetable medley, 2 for $5. Of course, seedless watermelon will be in ad most of the time for the rest of the summer. $4.98 each this week. Bolt House baby carrots, 1-pound package, 98 cents each. Over in the fresh deli, of course, you can pick up Chester's chicken pretty much any time of day during the business or lunch and supper hours. Of course, you can get some hot or cold sides with a chicken meal or a pack. And then on ad, of course, we have our daily specials featured. Today you can get Chester's Bowl number 6 meal. That's on this fine Monday. Barbecue chicken meal this Tuesday. And then Wednesday, pot roast dinner. That sounds hearty. Oh, also on Thursday, barbecue brisket sandwich meal. Chicken and biscuits on Friday. So a lot of great deals. So mark down on your calendars now, or you'll forget which days you want to go eat at the GK. Slice to order meats and cheeses are also a big deli item. And this week on ad, Kretschmar buffalo chicken, $6.98 a pound. Kretschmar Munster cheese, $5.28 a pound. Both go great with that cottage bread. Cottage bread sandwiches are the new. They're trending.
I'm going to look it up.
They probably are now.
We'll probably get some free cottage bread.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to look it up.
All right, and then don't forget that grab-and-go case where you can get all sorts of, quick meal options from wraps, sandwiches, prepackaged sides, and much more. Some desserts over there and to go with those great cakes and cheesecakes that the bakery has. On that in the bakery, we've got Krispy Kreme donuts boxes, $378 each. Those are the donut holes and such. And then don't forget to swing by that wine and spirit shop for that favorite or new favorite. A lot of locals items in there and Nebraska items in there. So definitely a great department to swing through. And last but not least, those rewards bonus items. So get your rewards card lined up if you haven't. It's as simple as filling out a sheet of paper with some info. You can do it in-house or take it and do it at your convenience and then bring it back. And then by the next business day after you've brought it in, you should be able to pick that bad boy up and start using it. And you can get your rewards bonus items each week on our ad. Oh, look at this. Johnsonville brats or Italian sausage.
Oh, boy.
Those are always a popular item in the summer. $4.98 plus you get 500 points. So that's one of those I always talk about, the load-up items. You could easily buy 5 or 6 packages of that, use what you want, and freeze the rest, and then earn 500 points per on those. 4-pound bag navel oranges, $4.98, earn 500 points. Troyer cheeses in a brick, 8-ounce. From our grab-and-go deli, $4.98, earn 500 points. J. Skinner pecan ring, that sounds like a great dessert, $3.48, earn 350 points. International Delight coffee creamers from the dairy, $3.75, earn 400 points. Another one you can load up on. Fill that freezer this week. Totino's Party Pizzas, 4 for $5, earn 100 points each. Maruchan Ramen Noodles, 12-pack. We're going big there. 12-pack, 2 for $7, earn 300 points. And Hellman's Mayonnaise, $4.98, and you can earn 500 points there. There's another condiment we could go on and on about as well as the mayo and the Miracle Whip. But what did you look up, Dave?
Well, I found the type of basic white bread is that English in origin and is unique due to its shape.
Yeah,
the loaf is actually 2 round loaves, one on top of the other.
Oh.
The top round is smaller than the bottom round, so it's the shape. Although they say that the cottage bread is very flavorful, soft, and fluffy, and beats store-bought breads any time. I don't know what. It's perfect for all your sandwiches and great for bread and butter puddings too. Nothing goes to waste.
Well, you know, you can make it yourself. I'm all about that. Just buy the ingredients, of course, at the GK. Or you can simply buy cottage bread that's pre-made in the bread aisle.
Yeah, just have it ready to go.
Yeah.
And it's baked the same way. Using a good helping of yeast.
Well,
a little extra
I think
yeast.
that's
in cottage
typical
bread.
of bread, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we learned something today. Cottage bread. It's not really too much different. It's the way they form it. And it's bigger.
The shape, essentially.
It's great for sandwiches.
Very, yeah, for the person of large appetite, or maybe instead of needing 2 small sandwiches, you only need the one
big
larger sandwich.
This has been education.
Yeah.
Steve, thanks so much.
Yes, you're welcome, guys. Always a good time.
Breakfast show, 7 days breakfast show. The grocery cart, 7 days a week. Oh, boy. News is next.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News special report. 2 deadly shootings are rattling nerves on either coast. In the east, police in Buffalo say a suspected 18-year-old gunman drove 200 miles to target a supermarket in a black neighborhood. 10 people were killed, 3 wounded. Buffalo Mayor Byron Brown is trying to reassure local residents. He tells CBS Mornings,
hopefully seeing a greater presence of law enforcement right now in particular is making people feel more comfortable.
Correspondent Carter Evans is in Laguna Woods, California, where parishioners stopped a shooter who killed 1 person and wounded 5.
A church representative said they were all honoring a former pastor who was visiting from Taiwan. A congregant says it was that visiting pastor who grabbed a chair when the gunman was reloading and hit him on the head with it. And that's when the other churchgoers tackled him.
Police say they hogtied the man until police got there. CBS News Special Report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Here's a look at Nebraska news from News Channel Nebraska. A large house fire occurred early Sunday morning and left 2 people injured. The Omaha Fire Department says a house fire was reported near 31st and Jefferson Street at 3:18 a.m. Sunday. Crews arrived and extinguished the fire after a short time. A man and a woman evacuated before the fire department arrived, but were rushed to the hospital with injuries. 2 dogs at the home at the time of the fire have not yet been found. The house is nearly leveled and considered a complete loss. Both homes on either side of the house where the fire started also have small amounts of damage. The Omaha Fire Chief says the official cause is still under investigation. Omaha police are investigating a shooting that left 2 injured on Sunday. Authorities said that the 2 men were injured near 5400 South 30th Street early in the morning. Omaha Police Department said that the officer responded to the Omaha Fire Department Station 33 at 3232 South 42nd Street at 2:48 a.m. after 2 shooting victims came to the fire station. Officials that a 19-year-old male and a 20-year-old male said they were driving near 5400 and South 30th Street when a group of teenagers shot at them. The Omaha Fire Department medics transported the victims to a local hospital. Their injuries were said not to be life-threatening. This is an ongoing investigation. That's Nebraska News.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Ralph Irvin.
There are beatings, and then there are beatings.
Luka comes around left to right to get it. To his left now against Ayton as he backs up with 5 to shoot. And will shoot over Ayton for 3 hits. And that, my friends, is a Luka special.
97-1 the Eagle and the Mavericks radio network with the call as Dallas dominated the Phoenix Suns from start to finish in a soul-crushing 123-90 win. Dallas wins the Western Conference semifinal series 4-3 and advances to take on the Golden State Warriors. For their part, the Warriors will be closer to normal in that series as head coach Steve Kerr has cleared health and safety protocols and will return to the Golden State bench. Earlier on Sunday, Grant Williams, 27 points, leading 5 Celtics in double figures as Boston cashed in the Bucks, 109-81. The Celtics win the series 4-3 and will next face the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Here's your Weatherology forecast. High temperatures working up to 84 degrees for today. We'll see lots of sun, with our winds becoming breezy from the south. For tonight, partly cloudy, a slight chance for an isolated shower or storm developing, lows in the upper 50s. For Tuesday, still can't rule out a chance for a storm there, working up to 84. Wednesday, lots of sunshine with highs right around 80. For the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Carroll.
Does your financial advisor take the time to really listen to you? Is your financial strategy personalized for you and your family? Will your financial advisor be there as your life and financial situations change? Hi, I'm Janet Lawhorn.
And I'm Tim McCaslin.
Your local Edward Jones financial advisors. When we work together, we'll focus on what's important to you.
We'll create a personalized financial strategy backed by our advice, tools, and resources to help you reach your goals. And we'll partner to help your strategy stay on track, no matter what happens. Contact us today at 308-872-6849 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
It is 57 degrees outside, already under a clear sky. Winds are variable this morning, which means it hasn't really decided what direction it's going to come out of yet, but I think eventually it will be south and picking up pretty good later on today, as you heard. Barometric pressure is at 30.08 and been steady all morning. Humidity at 77%. Our high yesterday, 73, overnight low of 43, an inch 87 precipitation measured so far this month. Now, for folks out there listening, the breakfast show will not be on 7 days a week. It will be on Monday through Friday from 7:30 until about 10. Got a little off on that one. I was watching the clock and talking at the same time. Multitasking is getting more difficult.
It does get more difficult as we get older.
It really does. But thanks to Steve for coming in. Thanks to Tim Conover for coming in a little bit earlier this morning. And now we have Keith Ellis with us from the Custer County Economic Development Corporation. Good morning, Keith.
Good morning.
Good to have you in. I know this is a busy day for you. This is Monday, and I notice the agenda has been sent out for a meeting later on today, correct?
Yeah, this is our monthly board meeting. We have it on the third Monday of every month.
Yeah. So. Hey, don't follow my lead. Yes, today is the day.
Today's the day, yeah.
All right. And before we dive into that, let's back up a little bit, if you don't mind. We saw one another Friday over in Callaway at a wonderful ribbon cutting and open house and tours and barbecue that they had. Fantastic, don't you think?
Well, it really is. And, you know, sometimes we just get caught up in the daily stuff, you know, and you hear people and they worry about things that are going on out there and they forget about all the good things that are going on. And, you know, when we have a community in Custer County that has the positive things going on in their community driven by their own people, they're not relying on someone from the outside to control their destiny. They're doing their own thing, and to have that kind of positive reinforcement for a community in Custer County. It really is it's what makes living in rural America great. I mean, the turnout and I wasn't there for the barbecue, but I guess they had a huge turnout for that. But
that's what they said. Now I should have started by saying we're talking about the Callaway Hospital and Clinic with their new addition. And yes, they told us that the barbecue was yeah, they had a lot of people and a lot of good conversations with that barbecue as well.
And the ribbon cutting had a great turnout for that. And it's, it's just one of those feel-good things that we need to have in our communities, and things are good.
They're good, and I think there's the announcement that was made already before the ribbon cutting, but really was exposed during the ribbon cutting, is they're not done yet. Now they're going to go over to Arnold and replace their Arnold Clinic with a new building over there. So they're far from stopping to add things and expand things and grow things. I think they probably always will, because things change all the time.
And we talk about this on the show once in a while, but when a community has a vision and they have people who can attach themselves to that vision, they just keep moving forward. Mm-hmm. And Broken Bow has seen that throughout the many years now, that same type of attitude and leadership. And so, the communities in Custer County have homes being built, all sizes of communities, homes being built. Things are being successfully driven by the communities, and that's where it starts. We can't, in economic development, the good old days was that you were driven to find another company to move to town, and you add the 10 to 15 to 25 jobs or whatever that number is, and that was really the measurable. In today's world, that's really challenging to do. First of all, because of the labor force, but issues that everyone has. Even all of the states around Nebraska are all under 3% unemployment rate.
Right.
So you're not going to find people just off the whim that you advertise and say, come to Custer County and there's a job here. Those days are over. But the good old days of finding those industries to come to your community are really hard to do. And even in the good days, I can remember one specific project I worked on, and it was like 200 jobs, and I spent probably about 60, 75 hours on this proposal. And when I submitted it, they said, well, we're adding you to the list, and now there are 80 some communities that are looking at that same project. And so then it becomes incentives and all of the intricacies of recruitment. But today's world, it's about, we are just so in need of workers. And I had a meeting with a business the other day, and we were talking about, well, how do you get these people? Where do you find them? And I said, that's the multi-million-dollar question. We have our marketing team that's talking about how we can reach these people and do these things, but it's a tough fight. And all we can do is what we know, what are our opportunities are out there, and go after them and plant the seeds. And sometimes that seed might be planted this year, and it might be 3 years before we know it might even come to fruition. So it's a tough position that we're in. But businesses are doing well. I think in some cases, maybe in many cases, the managers are the ones really getting burned out, because they're filling in for slots that they don't have anybody there. And I know of businesses where the managers are filling in and they're getting burned out.
Yeah, it's
a worried deal.
Keith, it's so unusual, or in our minds anyway, at this point in time, that we could lose some businesses because of that burnout factor you're talking about, especially there's small independent businesses where that manager, that owner, the mom and pops are going, man, well, we just can't do it anymore. That's a real shame, when you think about it that way, that we could lose businesses the business is there, but the help for the owners or the managers or the business owners is not. I never thought we'd ever see that, Keith. I mean, I never thought we would have a chance of losing businesses because of the labor force situation. You always thought, well, our population here is leveled off, but it declined over the past 50 years. Less people, buy less things. But it hasn't worked that way. So I guess just put it bluntly, you can only look so far ahead and really know what's going to happen, right?
Yeah, and in today's world, it becomes a survival mode for people. Mm-hmm. And I guess the one thing that we need to ask the question: how can we control what's our part as citizens of a community, and in this case, the county? And that is buy as much as you can locally. Be patient with the businesses so they can find these things. Give them enough advance notice, and really, really support your local businesses, because it's dollars coming in the door is the only way they survive. Yeah. And so, it's a good message for us to make that commitment, to recommit ourselves to support our local, our community, our county businesses as best we can.
And marketing is important, and how you market these days is a little confusing because there's all these different platforms to reach out with.
Yeah.
But one of the most important things that you've talked about, and I think most people would agree with, Keith, is personal relationships with people in other places. What we have here to offer is pretty darn good. We're just talking about a addition to a hospital in a town of 600. We have what's going on in Sargent. They're having their Junkathon coming up, and they've really pinned in on the antique business. Go to Ansley, go down their main street. They've got it all cleaned up. It's looking great.
It's looking good. I was just there the other day.
They got businesses on Main Street. Even our friends in Oconto, the Eggleston Oil and Badgley Well, and those places, they're all, I'm sure, looking for some help down the road as well. Arnold is a very progressive community, and you just go around and you look at all of the positives and the lifestyle. That's really what we have to sell, isn't it?
It is. One thing, there is growth going on. I mean, I'm getting about one a month, but a new business startup will call me and ask for help through the entire business planning process, the financial planning process, and we have resources available that can help them through that step by step, even gap financing at the end if they need some of that. And so I'm getting a call about once a month for new business startup, and we have a team of people that work with that business all the way through the process. So what we try to do is minimize the risk by heightening the awareness, and that to me makes for a successful kind of a plan of supporting new business coming in. So if anyone has an idea, and it doesn't have to be to the point where they're ready to start, but maybe they're just talking about an idea of how to start a good business in the community, give me a call, and we'll sit down and talk about it. We'll get them started thinking about some of the X's and O's of business, and then we'll put our business coaching team, which these are specialists from around central Nebraska, and they don't live here in Broken Bow, but the one is REAP, one is Nebraska Business Development, one is the USDA Rural Business Development. And so what we do is we put that team together and Zoom in a conference and talk to them about it, and then one of those three team members will take them on and do their business plan support and all of that goes with it. The best thing about that program is it helps them through the process to maybe their idea isn't as sound as what they thought it would be, and either they need to rethink it or reinforce it, or sometimes it's just not going to work. Mm-hmm. And it saves them thousands and thousands of dollars. And so it's a good program to have. I've been successful with it in other communities where I've been, and so we're getting a call a month.
That's good. That's good. I just thinking about, our communities here, and I don't know, Brent, would have you thought 10 years ago, or I guess even 5, but let's just say 10 years ago, that you would have a boutique coffee shop in Sargent that opened up. Go to Ansley, has a clothing store, men and women's clothing store in Ansley, and then you go over to Arnold. There's the coffee shop. There's other shopping opportunities in Arnold for clothing and different things, and we have boutiques, 2 boutiques here in town, and a couple different places, if not more, that you can go in and get specialty coffees and so forth. And that just shows you, I think, that the people understand the evolution that we're talking about here, the changes of, I mean, you thought when you went to Lincoln or Omaha, you'd go get yourself a specialty coffee, but not here out in the middle of, out in the western central portion of Nebraska. Look what we have here. It's amazing.
And we are getting called. That's some of the calls that we're getting for businesses, startups, are those kinds of feature retail. And so it's really interesting. And these are all coming from the smaller communities.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Someday we just might not have to, we don't right now if we want to go to a little extra effort to go down and check out those places we just talked about and others on those main streets, and maybe not have to deal with the internet.
One of the things that we're working on, and I think this is, I view it as a success at this point in time, is we're doing business roundtables in each of the communities. And we've been to Arnold and Anselmo, Myrna. Oh, who's the 4th one?
Have been to
Callaway.
Callaway, okay.
And I think we were up to 17 businesses that have participated in the roundtables, which is real. And these are the small businesses in these communities, and we just have a real sit-down kitchen table kind of conversation for an hour and a half, and it's been really enlightening to understand more about their business. Some of them are fairly new, less than a couple years old, so their lessons learned are a lot different than a business that's sitting around the table that's been there for 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
But between the two of them sharing the conversations, especially the uniqueness of that culture and that community that they're in, the insights that they're sharing is really quite interesting for them to learn something that they can walk away from. And what we get out of it from the CEDC perspective, we work with either the local chamber or economic development group or community group, is that connection that we have, that partnership with them, and trying to develop a strong relationship. We have Ansley and Sargent that'll be coming up in June. I think it's probably going to be a little late now in May to get theirs done, so it'll be in June, and then we'll fulfill that mission. What we'd like to do is do a follow-up maybe later in the fall with the same businesses. But we have communications with them. We have critical issues. We have barriers to their business that we have some notes on things that they need support that we've already tried to give them some support. Maybe it's an awareness of something that's already going on, but they didn't know about it, those kinds of things. And so I think I feel really good about that. That's face-to-face time with businesses. You can't beat it.
That's great. Well, if they have any questions out there, maybe they're thinking about starting a business, maybe they have one, and they could use a little bit of a conversation like what you're talking about, they can just get a hold of you and talk to you about it and see when they can get involved, correct?
Yeah, anytime they're thinking about an expansion. And sometimes it's hard really to share that. I mean, they try to keep it pretty close to the vest, which they should. But if they want to share information and just talk about things and have someone else listen to them, everything I do is confidential. That's the one thing that I have that they have to be confident that I am confidential.
Right.
And so that's the thing that makes it work.
Okay. They can give you a call. What's the number they should call to talk to you?
It's 402-450-7476. That's my cell number. So.
Okay. All right. And then there's a website as well. That's being worked on. How are we coming on that?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. kind of exciting things going on there. I have some quotes to upgrade our website.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about this in our marketing team, I think, about the website. And at the time it was created, it served its purpose at the time. But workforce has become such a huge monster out there of need that we need to really redesign our website so it is attractive to young people. It's informative. It has that ability to take action. Those are the kinds of things in today's world and on a website, just to take action, to get them to call, to get them to respond, and to not just become aware. And so what we are talking about, and it isn't on the board agenda this month because we're trying to detail some things out before we propose it. But on next month's board meeting, we will have a proposal to do a complete upgrade to our website. It'll look entirely different.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. As long as you're here, could tell you that I reminisced a little bit yesterday. Joan and I went down and watched the baseball yesterday afternoon. They had a juniors doubleheader yesterday.
Yeah, I watched part of a game.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just always remember Paul Boundfield has been around for a long time.
Yeah.
And I just, we set out in the center field and by that green fence, which reminds me of the old green fence that used
green
to be
wall.
Yeah. If you hit one out back then, that was a shot. We almost got hit yesterday by a home run.
He had left field.
Yeah, a little left center.
Yeah.
Here it come. And it was just so many memories at that ballpark. And I know you have some with your dad, and he was all involved in the Elks League. And, hearing the announcers and watching the ball game, isn't that fun?
It is, and there's so much volunteer work that goes on with American Legion Baseball that people forget. All the behind-the-scenes work that's done, and Broken Bow has always been a baseball town. I mean, and I've been away for a long time, but I coached the juniors and seniors at different times, and here, and played here, and great memories of some great talent. We could sit down for hours and talk about all the talent that played here. Really amazing talent.
Yeah.
We even had two people who had professional baseball tryouts at the end of the season here, and when I played, they were so good.
Yeah.
And so,
well, talk about economic development. You've seen what's going on there. The new backstop.
Yeah.
The new concession stand is not completed yet, but it will be with bathrooms. State tournament coming in, and I know it's a big deal to have the state tournament here this year. Everybody's excited about it, but the long-term benefits probably even outweigh that, and a chance to have more tournaments like that down the road.
Well, and you just look at the crowd that was there and the number of people from out of town that were here, and this is just the American Legion. You talk about all the softball and all the all of the different summer sports that go on, and Broken Bow was kind of a hub for that because of our facilities here, and so the number of people coming into our community, and the old number way back when was if you could get a person to stay over, a traveler to stay overnight, they will multiply that dollar that they invest in the community by, I think the dollar was 1.47, but now it's a lot more than that.
Yeah.
But so Broken Bow is really, it's a pretty amazing Custer County with tourism and the junk shot and all the things that are going on this summer, especially all over the county. And so got to take care of these people while they're here.
We do. As a matter of fact, we're trying to figure out this week how to cover all the things that are going on, because the first baseball broadcast is tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the junior high rodeo this week.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Thursday, Friday, I think. We'll be covering that, interviewing some kids, and just everything else that's going on. It's going to be time to crank it up and get ready to try to stay up with all these things that are happening, because summertime, once you get to June, it really gets crazy.
Yeah.
So This is going to be a good week to break ourselves in, I think.
You know, one other thing I just thought of besides just all the tourism is the sale barn.
Oh, yeah.
The number of people coming in every week at the sale barn that's pretty darn amazing.
It's always been big. It's as big as it's ever been. We got
they do a great job.
team there, and then of course they have the barn up in Burwell, and that both communities benefit from that. But baseball, sale barns, rodeo, festivals, it's all going to happen.
Good times in Custer County.
There you go. Thank you. Thanks for coming in, Keith.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
You bet. We'll take a time out or two.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up. The IRS has giant private collection agencies actively tracking down folks who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands, and nobody knows this program better than they do. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results, having resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Gary's Superfoods is proud to serve you as your hometown grocery store. Pick up these deals through Tuesday. 85% lean ground beef in a 10-pound tube, just $3.99 a pound. Delicious Smithfield all-natural whole bone-in pork shoulder is $2.29 a pound. Start your morning right with 52-ounce Our Family orange juice for only $2.99. And snack during the day with Nabisco Oreo or Honey Made Grams, 2 for $7. Gary's Superfoods, South B Street in Broken Bow.
The sun is showing itself more and more. At Bow Bootery, we have exactly what you need to protect yourself from harmful rays. Adult straw hats are marked down $15. They're perfect for protecting your ears and head. Welcome to Custer County Junior High State Rodeo finalists. We're excited to have you. Save $15 on adult straw hats right now at Bow Bootery. Visit us on the square in Broken Bow.
The Quilting Shack in Broken Bow is the place to go when you need sewing and quilting supplies. They just received a huge selection of new fabric, so stop in and check it out. The girls would love to help you with any project you are working on. May 22nd, they will be having a Laura Heine applique class from 1 to 5. Seats in this class are limited, so stop by or call for more details or to get registered. The Quilting Shack, East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
8:38, Brent and Dave with you here on The Breakfast Show. Well, it's been a busy morning, and so we have skipped some things to get our guests in as scheduled, so we can back up just a little bit here. First of all, I wanted to tell you how much I enjoyed having Mom in and Jim Apperson last Friday. That was a lot of fun. Your mom is about the sweetest person you could ever meet, and your dad has a pretty good sense of humor.
Yes, he does. Dad came in prepared for the show on Friday. So, yeah, thanks for letting him come in. I think it was one of the highlights of their weekend. So we enjoyed that. Thank you.
You bet. And thank you for the cookies.
Yeah, those aren't from me.
I'm going to have one.
Yeah, Shelley and my mom yesterday afternoon felt the need to make Dave a plate of chocolate chip cookies in appreciation of and a thank you for mowing the yard last week. So there you go. Maybe you can work that into your contract.
Well, it makes it harder to be a businessman now that the girls have given me cookies.
Yep, that's what they wanted. I think they turned out pretty good.
They're delicious and they're so soft and chewy.
There you go.
You want to talk a little bit about track coverage while I finish this?
Well,
cookie?
sure, I can, yes. State track is this week. Looking forward to it. Of course, it'll be extended again this year. We'll be there for 4 days. Classes A and B will be on the track and in the field first, and they'll be competing on Wednesday and Thursday of this week. So we'll be down there for that. We probably won't get there until Wednesday afternoon. running events, I believe, start at 1:30 on Wednesdays. So our coverage won't start until the afternoon, but we'll be there through the afternoon into the early evening, keeping you up to date. Obviously, with it being Class B, which is what we'll be concentrating on, a majority of our concentration will be on the Broken Bow athletes. They'll be competing in Class B, and we'll follow some other communities and athletes that are kind of, on the edge of our coverage area to keep you up to date there. But that'll be the focus on Wednesday and Thursday. And then on Friday and Saturday, oh my goodness, we're going to be super busy because C and D will be competing on the same days. So you've got, the majority of our area teams competing on those 2 days. So we'll be really busy with updates and results and keeping you up to date as to what's happening on Friday and Saturday. So that'll be full-day coverage starting in the morning, running all the way into the early evening on both of those days.
All right, so that's where you'll find the track coverage. And I want to...
And I'm sorry, but that'll all be on KBBN. We stress that. That'll be on 95.3 FM, and we'll do hourly updates. Wednesday and Thursday probably be pretty much just top of the hour until we get toward the end of the day, obviously. But on Friday and Saturday, we'll probably try to, once we really get into the meat of it, especially on Saturday, we'll probably be doing about 2 an hour for you.
All right. So, as Brent said, the track coverage will be on KBBN 95.3 FM, also online at kbbn.com. And over on KCNI at the end of the week, Thursday and Friday, we'll be bringing you interviews of the competitors out at the Custer County Fairgrounds who will be here for the junior high rodeo. And we've enjoyed doing that in recent years, and we've got businesses that like to sponsor that sport and the kids in it. So that'll be over on KCNI on Thursday and Friday. We may even need to run some on Saturday that we record on Friday, because many of those will not be live. They'll be recorded. We'll bring them back out here and get them on the air for you on Pure Country KCNI. Of course, backing up to tomorrow, as you mentioned, we'll have our first baseball broadcast from Paul Brown Field, and should be good. They've had a good weekend, good start.
I would say a very good start. Yeah, juniors played 3 games. They're 3-0. Seniors played at Lex. They're 1-0. And so we'll have the seniors game on the air for you tomorrow night. It's scheduled for 8. Obviously, the juniors will play ahead of that. So, but yeah, we'll be on the air with it for Broken Bow's seniors home opener, and really, really looking forward to it. And looking at what they did over the weekend, the ball's flying out. My goodness, I can't believe the amount of home runs they're hitting in the first weekend. So that'll be fun.
Well, this Denson kid, he almost hit us yesterday.
Did he?
Yeah.
Now, I heard it was, of course, I'm watching, I didn't have a chance to get to the ballpark yesterday, but I'm watching things on Game Changer. They'll show a home run, but you don't necessarily know what kind of a home run it is. And he hit a grand slam. Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
Yesterday?
Yeah. And it was a line drive type of home run. It wasn't an arcing home run. It was a line drive like you love to see when you're a coach, because they're right on the ball. And it was just a line drive, basically, he hit out of the park. And we were sitting there. We had found one little spot we could see through there, and I backed the Acadia back in there, so we had a nice little spot. And center fielder for Overton started running our direction, and I really couldn't see the ball until it came over the fence, and it probably was about 3-4 foot beyond the fence, just on a line.
Yeah.
And so we had the experience of having it's Max, right?
Yes.
Max Denson tried to hit us with a home run, but he did clear the bases with that, and they were hitting the ball pretty hard. All of the kids looked like. And Overton isn't I look for that team to have some real competitive games and do well. I mean, they didn't have as many players with them yesterday. Their bench was not nearly as full as Broken Bow's, and but they had, it looked to me like they had real promise. Pitching was something that I'm sure they're going to work on, but it was fun to watch. It really was, and they look good. Now in baseball, we all know.
Oh yeah.
You don't win every game in baseball. It just doesn't work that way.
It's always good to get off to a good start.
That's
though.
a good start. Yeah. So that'll be fun to listen to tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yep. Let's see what else. I think that covers what we're going to try to cover for you this week. And of course, we'll have music on both stations. Now, let's back up a little bit to yesterday on KBBN. I got to tell you, as a baseball, I like baseball.
I do too.
I love rock and roll. I love classic rock and new rock. But we didn't have a song on yesterday from mid-morning, I don't think, till I don't know what time they finally finished that game up last night. And I think we should explain something to the listeners, not an excuse, but just kind of a fact that because of the technology used by the Husker Network, the Big Red Radio Network, once you start to broadcast, you really can't unlink it. Just putting it simply, if you do, then you can't go back to broadcasting with their system. I guess we could come out and do it live and bring it up through another channel.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they have this filler they do, right?
I think so. I'll be honest. I honestly don't really know how they handle weather delays, which was the situation yesterday. I think that they had more than one, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
I think between Nebraska and Illinois, and the game, started early in the day, and I know it probably didn't end until 10 o'clock or after.
So they're filling the whole day.
I think that's how they do it.
They did.
Yeah.
They never left. And, I'm going to be honest about it. If they were really in the hunt, they could still mathematically get into the next tournament, right?
To the Big Ten tournament.
Big
Ten. I think they're on the outside looking in right now, though.
They'd have to win probably the last, what is there, 3 games left? Or
I think they've got a series with Michigan State yet.
They could win all 3 of those and get in, or they could win all 3 of those and not get in, depending on what other teams do.
Right.
So here we are on a Sunday, starting in the morning, mid-morning, and still going at 10 o'clock. And it would seem more necessary if they were, had a little better chance of performing in the next tournament. But that's just the way it went. So
yeah.
It was I can't imagine being the announcers of that and starting, prep time. They probably were there at 7 or 8 in the morning and still there at 10 o'clock last night.
Well, I'm thinking about the guy back in the studio who is probably having to come up with filler.
Yeah.
Because that filler wasn't from the field. You know what I'm saying? It was being done back at the studio, so I can only imagine the way they were scrambling, trying to find whatever they could find to kill time until they resumed action.
I think it might be time for them to sit down and do a review on how the technology is used for us to broadcast, because we only have one start, basically. We have to set up for their start time, and then after that it's...
For it to be automated.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you can imagine if we were doing it manually, we would have been...
Someone would have been out here until, would have spent their whole day.
And night.
And night out here. And we have done that before.
We have.
Back in the day.
We have. Maybe we all need to go back to manual. I don't know. We'll take a timeout.
If it grows, you can find it at the AeroSeed Greenhouse. From vegetables and flower bedding plants to already planted pots and hanging baskets to the garden flags, doormats, solar decorative items, and metal flower stakes, AeroSeed is stocked up with the items you need this spring season. They would love to help you add a splash of color to your garden and fresh garden-grown food to your table. Visit the AeroSeed Greenhouse just north of the train tracks on 10th Avenue in Broken Bow. Pearson Physical Therapy invites you to a free upcoming event to learn essential skills for caregivers. May 26th at 2 p.m. at the Broken Bow Library. Learn instruction on fall prevention, transfer training, positioning tips, lifting techniques, and more. Attend whether you're a full-time caregiver, have a grandparent living with you, or simply want to learn how to keep your loved one and yourself safe. To RSVP, call Pearson Physical Therapy at 872-5800 or go to pearsonpt.com.
Remember the time you used to spend fighting weeds and bugs? Now you can spend that time elsewhere because aerial application is your best advantage against these problems. Let Aero Aviation take control.
When you need a helping hand to get the most from your land, Aero Aviation, let us take control.
For over 50 years, Aero Aviation has been serving the area. Contact Casey to schedule your aerial application this spring.
Just that junk drawer you've been avoiding for years. Refresh your checking account and upgrade to Premier Checking, the Bruning Bank account that rewards you for your everyday banking habits. Whether you currently have an account with us or not, setup is quick and easy. While you're cleaning up your banking, go ahead and explore the My Card feature on our mobile banking app. You can manage your debit card with one click and explore all the possibilities available to you. Learn more at bruningbank.com. Bruning Bank, member FDIC.
You've been asking and it's happening. The Kahuna is back at the Bonfire Grill and Pub in Broken Bow every Wednesday. Swing by anytime on Wednesdays and get a ticket. Then come back at 6 for the drawing. You must be present to win. If your ticket is drawn, you choose one of 3 envelopes containing $100 cash, a chef's dinner giveaway, your choice of a meal prepared by the Bonfire, given only once monthly, or a gift certificate. If the cash isn't taken, it adds up and increases for the next week. Join in on the fun, the Kahuna drawing, every Wednesday at the Bonfire Grill and Pub in Broken Bow.
Ansley Lumber and Supply is locally owned and operated and proud to be your full-service lumber yard. From premium lumber and top-quality building materials to paint, tools, and ag supplies. When you drop by Ansley Lumber, their crew is prepared to help you with your project. From the materials for building a house to the accessories and pieces needed to make it a home. Ansley Lumber and Supply, Main Street, Ansley, or call 308-935-1815.
8:55 is your time. Well, we have time to wish some people some happy birthdays.
Good.
We didn't do that earlier, so here we go. Greg Barker, happy birthday to you. Sarah Bartok, happy birthday. Aaron Bartok, happy birthday. Nancy Line. Nancy, I don't know if they come back. Matt and Nancy have a place in Texas now. So I think they are down there. So if you're listening online, Nancy, happy birthday to you. John Skeen is celebrating a birthday today. Lori Klein and Dan Feldman, all celebrating birthdays today. If you're celebrating a birthday, we did mention you, happy birthday today. You are celebrating with...
Oh, boy. Yeah, it must be a big birthday. Who are they celebrating with?
Well, I just hope we don't have a wardrobe moment.
Oh, okay.
Janet Jackson.
Oh, of course. Okay. Now I follow you.
She's 56 today. Which,
really?
Yes.
56?
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, Megan Fox is 36. You know Megan? She's from the roles in Transformers and Jennifer's Body and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And her engagement to Machine Gun Kelly has put her on the map.
Oh.
Alex Paul is 37. He's one half of a popular DJ duo, the Chainsmokers. Don't know anything about that.
Okay.
Pierce Brosnan, 69.
I know him. How old?
69.
69.
Yeah.
Wow.
James Bond, 4 times. He was in 4 James Bond films.
And Remington Steele. Do you remember that TV show? Way back in, what, the 80s?
Remington Steele.
Remington Steele.
No. I don't. I'll be darned. Let's see here. Chris Novoselic, 57, musician, bassist, and co-founder of the band Nirvana. So those folks are having birthdays along with you folks if you're having one. Janet Jackson, 59 today.
Yes.
Whoops.
For those 62 years of age and for those that are handicapped or disabled regardless of their age, the Grand Generation Manor in Galloway has affordable housing available. An equal housing opportunity provider and employer. They're located at 200 South Grand Avenue in Galloway. The Grand Generation Manor.
Happy May from the Secret Garden. Go and see them any day in May. Weekdays noon to 5, Saturdays 8:30 to 4:30, and Sundays from 1 until 4. It's time to get plants in the ground. Go see their amazing variety of annuals, succulents, cactus, and vegetables. Enjoy a $5 lunch and, of course, grab one of their signature lattes or smoothies, available in tons of flavors. A truly unique shopping experience awaits you 2 1/4 miles west of Myrna on Highway 92 and a half a mile north. The Secret Garden.
Barney Health Mart has wonderful savings during their May sale. Visit them Monday to Friday, 8 to 6, and Saturday, 9 to 1. Adult multivitamin and multi-mineral gummies in a 90-count bottle are $9.99. Health Mart Pain Relief Extra Strength 50-count caplets are $4.99. Ibuprofen 100-count coated tablets are $3.99. Health Mart anti-diarrheal caplets in 24-count packages are $7.99. Barney Health Mart, downtown Broken Bow. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News special report. The Justice Department is investigating the mass shooting at a Buffalo supermarket as a hate crime. Police say the 18-year-old suspect targeted the black community 200 miles from his home. CBS's Jerika Duncan.
Buffalo police released the names of all 13 victims killed and injured. They range in age from 20 to 86 years old. They include people like retired Buffalo police officer Aaron Salter, the security guard at Tops on the day of the shooting, and Ruth Whitfield, the mother of the city's retired fire commissioner.
Whitfield's son, Garnell.
My mother was the glue that held us together. My mother was my father's caretaker. We've not shared this information with my father. We don't know if that's in his best interest.
The suspect's been charged with first-degree murder. He is on suicide watch, being held without bail. He's scheduled to be back in court Thursday. CBS News Special Report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Ralph Irvin.
There are beatings, and then there are beatings.
Luka comes around left to right to get it. To his left now against Ayton as he backs up with 5 to shoot. And will shoot over Ayton for 3. Hits! And that, my friends, is a Luka special.
97 the Eagle and the Mavericks radio network with the call as Dallas dominated the Phoenix Suns from start to finish in a soul-crushing 123-90 win. Dallas wins the Western Conference semifinal series 4-3 and advances to take on the Golden State Warriors. For their part, the Warriors will be closer to normal in that series as head coach Steve Kerr has cleared health and safety protocols and will return to the Golden State bench. Earlier on Sunday, Grant Williams, 27 points, leading 5 Celtics in double figures as Boston cashed in the Bucks, 109-81. The Celtics win the series 4-3 and will next face the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Here's your Weatherology forecast. High temperatures working up to 84 degrees for today. We'll see lots of sun, with our winds becoming breezy from the south. For tonight, partly cloudy, a slight chance for an isolated shower or storm developing, lows in the upper 50s. For Tuesday, still can't rule out a chance for a storm there, working up to 84. Wednesday, lots of sunshine with highs right around 80. For the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Carroll.
News and weather was brought to you today by Custer Electric and Irrigation in Broken Bow. Irrigation season started early this year, and Custer Electric and Irrigation wants to remind you of important offerings that set them apart. They are once again offering free FieldNet and NFTrax demos for this growing season. Demos are limited, so make sure you call soon to reserve your pivot control or set of NFTrax. If you want to skip the demo and buy, Custer Electric and Irrigation recently installed 4 radio bridges that allow the service area for telemetry and FieldNet to expand where you may not have previously been able to get it. More bridges also mean cheaper annual subscriptions, so talk to Lance to see what he can do for you. If you need tires but don't want to upgrade to NFTrax, 11.2 by 38 tires with reinforced rims with tubes are on hand and on sale for $1,000 per tire while supplies last. Of course, if your pivot is leaking more than irrigating, don't settle for second best on sprinklers. Update today to have installs done before service season heats up. Call Lance at 880-1507. Check them out on Facebook or at custerei.com. Custer Electric and Irrigation. Experience the difference.
9:03. Brent and Dave with you here on The Breakfast Show, and I forgot to go get the temperature. 62 degrees already.
80s today, is that what I heard?
Yeah.
Climbing into the 80s
and
a little
bit breezy, yeah. I'm going to double check that. Make that almost 64 degrees.
Okay.
Almost 64 now. Yeah. There we go. Clear skies, sunny. Winds are beginning to pick up a little bit, and they will, as we mentioned, be up around 15 to 25 this afternoon out of the south, I believe they said. It's National Barbecue Day.
I can get into that. I had the grill out over the weekend. I'm guessing a lot of people did.
I think so, yeah. Smelt good around town.
Yeah.
You know, take a walk and, oh, they're having brats, they're having steak,
Yes.
they're having chicken. Memphis, Tennessee, and Kansas City, Missouri claim to be the barbecue capitals of America. And yet somehow Lexington, North Carolina calls itself the barbecue capital of the world.
Oh.
The word barbecue comes from the West Indian term barbacoa, which means cooking on coals. Just so you know.
Makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. It's National Mimosa Day today, too.
What?
Mimosas.
Mimosa.
Yeah, it's a drink.
Oh, okay.
Champagne.
Probably have not had one.
You've probably had orange juice, so you're halfway there.
Yeah, okay.
with champagne and orange juice in the same glass. It's pretty popular.
Huh?
In Vegas, you can drink it any time of the day, or in Deadwood as well.
Okay.
It's National Love a Tree Day.
Love a tree. All right. That's good.
You can plant one or hug one. Just don't squeeze too hard. The needles can kind of hurt. It's National Sea Monkey Day.
Sea Monkey Day.
Yes.
All right. Well, wonderful. Let's salute the sea monkey.
Do you know what a sea monkey is? I didn't.
Not really, no.
I didn't either.
I'm guessing I should.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't have known it unless this would have popped up this morning. Did you ever get a sea monkey kit for Christmas is the question.
Now this isn't the same as the barrel of monkeys, is it?
No.
Okay. Do you remember those
Yeah.
growing up as a kid where you would hook them together or whatever?
Yeah. Well,
okay, this is different.
Yeah, it is, but I wouldn't have known. I would have been where you're thinking. They're not monkeys. They're teeny brine shrimp that you hatch in an aquarium. And the marketing genius who sold them back in the 1950s figured monkeys would sell better than shrimp, so they call them monkeys.
Oh.
Sea monkeys. And you get them in a kit and you put them in the aquarium and watch them come out.
Okay.
Don't remember doing that as a kid. It's also, and I like this one. I love this one. This is a dandy on this 16th day of May. National Do Something Good for Your Neighbor Day.
Oh, nice. All right.
Yeah.
Well, Dave kind of you celebrated that last week. You did something nice for your neighbor. Came over and mowed my yard because of everything I had going on.
Well,
what a nice man you are.
Well, I'd like to say it was because I was nice, but it was actually your free trial.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting to get the lease agreement. Can't wait to read through that. Are you gonna do you have that typed up yet? Because this all started with you were going to lease me a garden hose and a sprinkler.
Yeah.
And now it's turned into mowing the yard. Now, is this going to be the same type? This going to be the same contract, or are they going to be separate? Is it going to be a contract for the garden hose and the sprinkler, and a separate deal for the lawn mowing?
I'll be separate.
It's going to be separate. Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, because if there's litigation, I don't want it all lumped into one. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue is released today.
Is it now?
Yes.
Okay.
The annual sports swimsuit issue hits the newsstands today. I don't know if there's any newsstands left. That's where you used to buy magazines.
Yes.
This year's swimsuit issue features the first. You might want to get in your little island.
Okay.
This year's swimsuit issue features the first visibly pregnant model and the first model to reveal a C-section scar.
Okay.
Okay.
Sports Illustrated.
Yep.
Okay. I've got no comment.
It's pretty sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it for right now.
Okay.
We probably need to cover some other things.
Yeah, we do have a few things to cover, visit about, talk about. Hey, I had a guy at church last couple of weeks ask me in regards to this garden hose thing.
Yes.
What happens if something happens to the garden hose? Say a squirrel or something comes over and starts to nibble on the garden hose, and it's taking place on my yard, But, I mean, it's not like I can stop a squirrel or something from nibbling on the hose or whatever may happen to it. Are you going to stand by that, or are you going to somehow make that my problem?
I'll stand by it if it's in the contract and you sign it. You betcha.
Are you going to put it in the contract?
Well, of course.
Okay.
If that would be for your protection, my good neighbor friend.
Oh, yes. That's what I like about you, Dave, always thinking of me.
Well, I am, and by the way, Chris and Joni that live across the street, and Kayla, I mowed their yard too the other day.
Nice.
But I don't have a contract. I won't have a contract with them.
Oh, you just go over and just do it to be neighborly.
Yeah, they're grandfathered in.
Oh, my.
We got a word here in text form that it's Bob Bull's birthday today.
Buffalo Bob is celebrating a birthday. I do hope it says how old Bob is. Now, was Bob older or younger than you?
Older.
Older. Okay.
A couple, 2-3 years.
I was going to say, it wasn't much older though, was it?
Well, you remember when he turned 65? That was it. He retired.
Yeah.
And he left here. He's been gone for a few years now.
Yeah.
So that's going to.
It wouldn't be 70 today, would it?
It might be. It might be 70 or 70. I bet it's 70.
Oh man.
Yeah. So we got a song in honor of Bob's birthday right after these words.
If you're looking for the full package, look no further. Team Physical Therapy is pleased to be able to offer you not only physical therapy, but now occupational therapy and speech therapy. Call 872-5111. Together empowering able movement. Team Physical Therapy can help you in all your therapy needs, from babies to the older adult. Call 872-5111. We offer one-on-one therapy with the rehab specialist. Call 872-5111 or check us out on the web at myteampt.com.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's Medishare. Maybe you've heard switching to Medishare to pay for health care can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for Medishare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. Medishare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 866-88-BIBLE. That's 866-88-BIBLE. 866-88-BIBLE.
Nebraska State Bank believes in our strong rural communities. We believe in our local ag producers and their capacity for innovation and growth. At Nebraska State Bank, we work hard to support our customers' growth, and that means growing ourselves as well. We offer a variety of banking products to make banking easier, especially during busy times, such as making payments online, signing loan documents digitally, or mobile depositing a check. These are just a few ways we can help simplify your life. Visit nesb.bank or call any of our branches to learn more about how we can make banking easier for you. Nebraska State Bank, member FDIC.
All right. If it's Bob Bull's birthday, this is for Bob on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
infant toddler teacher in Broken Bow through Central Nebraska Community Action Partnership. It is a full-time position, good starting wage, great benefits. They are looking for someone with a Child Development Associate Certificate and then would prefer someone with an associate's or bachelor's degree in early childhood education. Previous experience with infants up to 3 years old and their families. Would be providing primary care and lesson planning for infants and toddlers and conduct parent meetings and complete various reports. For more information, contact CNCAP at 308-745-0780. The extension is 0, or you can apply online at centralnebraskacap.com.
In downtown Broken Bow, on the east side of the square, there's a place called Nebraska Land Hearing Center. Inside that hearing center is a certified hearing instrument specialist. Her name is Roxanne, and she brings over 30 years of experience right here in Broken Bow and Custer County. And she's taking all the, well, let me just put it this way. She's a perfectionist. And so when you go have your ears checked and visit with Roxanne, she's going to be straight with you. She's going to tell you after the test where you're at with your hearing levels. And it's not a bad idea to get a hearing test and go back periodically and have your hearing tested as time goes by to see whether you're losing any hearing or not. If you need hearing aids, well, they're available right here, top of the line, and you won't find them any better anywhere else. So no need to travel to Lincoln or Omaha or Denver. Roxanne, she sells the top technology available in the world right here. And a free follow-up when you purchase your hearing aids with Roxanne. Follow-up care and office visits are at no charge. And she also has all the batteries and different things you'll need to keep those going. She's located, as we mentioned, on the east side of the square at the Broken Bow Chamber Building, 4 doors down from Bo Bootery. Business name is on the glass. Give her a call. She's not always there, but she is always on call on her phone at 308-384-3852. 308-384-3852.
Here's another job opportunity for you. Trotters Woe and Go in Myrna is looking for full-time help. Full-time employment includes full-time benefits, but some part-time hours are available as well. Looking for people to fill mainly the evening hours, say from 4 to 10 p.m. You can apply in person at Trotters Woe and Go in Myrna. They are open 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., of course, just off Highway 2. You can also view these details on the employment page of sandhillsexpress.com.
This is not possible. It cannot be.
What cannot be, Dave?
Time has passed by so fast that it's time for Rustic and Red and Cozad to have their Thursday activity.
Oh, third Thursday already, yeah.
Favorite day at Rustic and Red and Cozad, third Thursday with all kinds of specials while you shop. Now listen to this. 20 to 40% off women's apparel. Enter for a chance to win a summer wicker lantern and flame wave, with flame wave. 30% off all florals. Sipping.
Oh, okay.
Sipping starts at 4 p.m. They open at 10 a.m. and have their sale and activities until 7 p.m. The store is decorated with summer and lake decor, so sip and shop with them in Cozad this Thursday, the third Thursday of May already. Take advantage of those specials, 20 to 40% off women's apparel, 30% off all florals, and that chance to win that summer wicker lantern with flame wave.
Universal Insurance Agency in Broken Bow, they insure just about anything. They work with several different companies to make sure that they can get you the most, to get you the best deal, but also make sure that you are getting the best coverage as well. So give them a call today, 872-6438. You can stop by their office right off Highway 2. If you haven't done it already, make sure you get in and do a review where they can make sure that all of your equipment and your building values are at the appropriate levels. So give them a call today at 872-6438, or again, you can stop into their office right off Highway 2. Universal Insurance Agency, a division of GTA Insurance Group.
Another job opportunity, in fact, a couple of them, at Mead Lumber. They're looking for a driver yard worker, and they also are looking for a person who work on the sales floor. So let's start with the driver at yard worker. Primary responsibilities would be to pull and assemble loads and or drive company vehicles to deliver merchandise to customers' job sites and physically unload the materials to the customer's satisfaction, and also keep the lumber yard clean and assist customers in the yard. Mead Lumber offers competitive pay and a benefit package including paid holidays, vacation, sick time, group medical and dental insurance, and a 401k, and more. And you can talk to them about that at Mead Lumber, and they'll sure visit with you about filling that position. They also have an open position for a sales associate, and that would be responsible for various sales duties, including sales support functions, office coordination, and assist with some merchandise deliveries. And there's more descriptions about what this job would be about, and you can look at it on Sandhills Express job listings page. Mead Lumber in Broken Bow is an equal opportunity employer. Stop by, drop off your resume, stop and ask any questions. They'd love to talk to you.
They are looking to hire an individual to manage the operations of the golf course and clubhouse through the Broken Bow Golf Club. This person would be responsible for overseeing and conducting the day-to-day operations of the clubhouse and bar area. Must be a self-starter and able to work independently. The position would work closely with the golf superintendent and the Broken Bow Golf Club board. Some of the duties would include, but certainly are not limited to, hiring, scheduling, and providing leadership and supervision to the staff, coordinating, organizing events, helping with tournaments, oversee food, beverage ordering, ensure food safety guidelines are followed, and other things as well, of course. Some weekends, evenings, and holidays would be required. The salary would be negotiable. So if you have any questions or would like to send in your resume, they ask that you please email it to golfbbcc@gmail.com, or you can call Jason White for more information at 308-870-2601. And again, to see this full listing of this job opportunity, we direct you to sandhillsexpress.com.
Another job opening, Nebraska Land Chiropractic in Broken Bow has a position available for a flexible front desk assistant in a busy environment. Now, this job would be about 18 to 22 hours per week. You need to be willing to learn, be proficient with computer skills, highly motivated, and very, very important to have great people skills. Paid holidays, end-of-the-year bonus, and care for your immediate family members. The start date upon hiring, send your resumes to nelandchiro@yahoo.com to receive an application. So you use that address to get your application, fill it out, and get it returned. You can view all this on sandhillsexpress.com's job page as well.
One of the true signs of summer is Vacation Bible School. And you can register now for the Community Vacation Bible School at the Broken Bow United Methodist Church. This year's theme is Discovery on Adventure Island, and it begins on Tuesday, May 31st, and then will continue through Friday, June 3rd. It will run 9 a.m. to noon each day. So to register, just go online. You can actually go to sandhillsexpress.com, go to Community Calendar, and then go to May 31st. And you'll see the posting for the Community Vacation Bible School on Sandhills Express. Just click there, and that'll take you to a link to register your child. So register now. The Community Vacation Bible School will be at the Broken Bow United Methodist Church May 31st through Friday, June 3rd.
All right, Brent, do you have a bucket list of anything you'd like to do before you get too old, or you just want to have certain things that you enjoy or accomplish in
Sure,
your
I
bucket
do.
list?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. Yeah, I have a few things that have always been dreams, and boy, I would sure like to do that one day.
Well, people are different, as you know, and some of them slightly off-kilter. I guess that's what fit this category. A woman fulfilled one of her items in her bucket list by getting arrested.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that was one of her dreams.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful.
Some people like,
I don't think that's on my bucket list, but whatever.
Yeah, like amazing vacations and that sort of thing. A woman in Florida added getting arrested to her bucket list.
Oh.
19 years old, purposely got on a highway and then drove recklessly. Got real reckless out on the road, not slowing down when the cops tried to stop her. Then she admitted after she got caught, it was on her bucket list.
And she was how old?
19.
19.
Okay. She got her wish, and she was hauled off to jail for fleeing and eluding the law. And so she filled her bucket list out. Well, not filled it, just one of the items.
At the age of 19.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you'd need a bucket list when you're 19, but she's got one of them checked off.
All right. Well, that's good for her. I hope nobody was harmed in the process, though. I
didn't say anybody was.
Okay, good.
Congress, now this is going to close the show here, and I want you to think about this. This is what I've been talking about for a long time, and you've been going on your island, and I've been kind of feeling like you think I'm out there a little bit on this, but just to show you that maybe I'm not, Congress is holding public hearings on UFO sightings.
Oh, going to hold hearings on them.
For the first time in 50 years, Congress is hosting a public hearing. They call them UAPs now, unidentified aerial. They have new acronyms for it, but it's the same thing.
Okay.
UFOs now are UAPs. The discussion will feature testimony from 2 military intelligence officers. This comes following a report released last year of 144. I repeat, 144 UAP, or what we would call UFO incidents. Only one of those out of the 144 could be explained.
Whoa.
The hearing will be live streamed tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. Pacific. Just wanted you to know that for you folks out there who believe.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that Congress is taking time to do that. There's, I'm sure, not much else that needs to be discussed in Congress right now. I'm glad they're
you say
taking...
that. You say that, but if one of these days you look out of your window and there's a Martian landing in your backyard or in your front yard, hopefully it will be nicely mowed. When they come down, you're going to say, wow, I'm glad Congress met and kind of warned us that they were coming.
Okay. Well, I'll be interested to see how that hearing comes out.
Well, you can watch it. It's live streamed.
Oh, will it be on C-SPAN?
Probably.
The hearing? Okay. I'll have to tune in.
Well, we have nothing else going on this week.
Yeah, right.
We'll be right back.
The great thing about your phone or tablet is having information right at your fingertips. Who's that guy in the movie? Where's the best deal? Stuff like that. Of course, for insurance, you can't beat your Battle Creek Mutual Independent Agent and the new Battle Creek mobile app. Carry electronic proof of insurance, review policy info, pay your bill, or connect with your agent. And it's ready to help if you have an accident. Download the app for your device at bcmutual.com. Battle Creek Mutual Insurance. Better together.
We are hiring. Hi, this is Liana with Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency. We are growing and are looking for an energetic, results-oriented insurance agent in our Broken Bow office. Insurance license and/or experience is a plus, but not required. We'll pay to get you licensed and trained. Computer and people skills are a must. Please give me a call at 836-2201 for more information on submitting your resume. Check us out at nebraskaownersins.com for further information. We can't wait to have you join our team.
State purpose of visit.
Well, looks like the old tractor's gonna kick the bucket this year.
Searching internet for new buckets.
No, I want to check insurance rates.
Sale located. Right now, get 20% off new bucket with code It's Raining Buckets.
Robots don't know you. We do. For more than 80 years, Farm Bureau Financial Services has relied on relationships to get you the insurance coverage you need for your farm or ranch. Find a Farm Bureau agent at fbfs.com/protect. It's your future. Let's protect it.
All right, that takes care of the Monday show. We'll be back tomorrow on a Tuesday But we will not be doing the breakfast show on Saturday or Sunday, as I earlier described.
No. Dave at one time had us, had the breakfast show as the same hours as the grocery cart. We were going to be 7 days a week from 7 to 10, like 10 p.m.
That would be a lot like the baseball game yesterday. It would be way, way too long.
Yes.
Have a good one.